Well, hello everyone. It's Snoo, and did you know we only got 3 sessions left until we're done with the 1000 Crimson Temple maps. I can't believe it. I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Honestly, going to be a little bit melancholic about this. I've actually enjoyed it even all the way through. It's almost become a built-in routine of mine now. At any point when I have time off, and I don't know what I'm going to do when I get this done. I think I might actually have a little bit of extra time to rest before the league start, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we're getting pretty close to the end. You know, I still don't have a +1 Socketing Gem toms, but maybe, just maybe this time I will successfully double corrupt one after these 100 maps. Of course, which you see here in the dump tab, 100 maps, well, not 100 maps, but the jump starting of this 100 map session. This will be map 701 to 800, and all the right scarabs, all the right sextons, all the right sentinels, for lack of a better phrase, and all the right amount of exalts and currency to cover the costs here. Exalts are now 133. They keep going up and down between 130 and 135 the past 72 hours or so. That's what we're going to start with. It's going to look very, very similar to the last 100 map session in terms of starting costs. Let me bring you down to excellence, just so you can see it here. It's 35.52. And I kind of forgot to open this file here. There we go. Kind of need this open, don't I? So I can correctly log the amount of starting cost. Last time it was 35.242. This time it's 35.52. Okay. Basically the same. Yeah, so that's there to start properly. So you were able to see that, and we're going to get these first few scarabs. Pull the currency out. It's either going to be 6.5 hours or 6 hours and 45 minutes, one or the other, depending on how much time I mess with chat, I suppose. Starting with Conquer Influence map, because I actually found this like 200 maps ago and forgot I had it. So these are maps that I actually find in the farming sessions I do when I run the 8-mod corrupted sextant. Occasionally, the map boss will drop a Conquer Influence 8-mod corrupted map. I don't have anything else up my sleeve planned for these, so just going to run them as they are. Domination to Keurig map device, as usual.
I'm not up to that just yet.
And we're starting this now at 9:11 local time.
You will be captured, stupid beast.
Conquer Influence map is obviously a little bit more juicy than your typical map. Makes it a little bit more fun. If I'm not mistaken, that one time I got an Apothecary out for the first map of the runs, I think that might have actually been a Conquer Influence map at that time. That was quite a few sessions ago. If I kill the boss, and it'll spawn the portal, but I'm not going to do the portal yet because I need to do some things back here first. Well, there you go. We got a big card already. Really, really big card. So big it's not even a red star. The Enlighten has shown itself. Found 9 of them in the last 100 maps, so it was quite a showing for those. Wonder how many I'm gonna get. I think I had recently been getting fewer of those than I'm supposed to. Or at least I'm pretty sure that's the case. Oh, that was one hell of a Sentinel hit there. See that payday. 5 Recombinators off of that? Wow. Already got 9 Recombinators off of this map. Can you believe that? 9 Recombinators out of one map. Above average results. Dictator Stick-It Bow. What is this? What in the world? Is that an 85 Conquer Redeemer influence? Valor Gallia? I guess? No, probably not really worth anything. That Dictator's Thicket Bow is worth something, though. It's worth about 2.5 exalts at this time. Pretty crazy. Repository. Blueprint also worth a lot, but not going to be tabulated. That one. I don't really want to pick up loot until I kill the Redeemer boss. Six link. All kinds of weird drops in this map.
My mana is gone.
$20 headhunter buffs.
Time has no
Delamere over. Kind of the important thing.
will be end. I'm not up to that just yet.
For a second I thought I might have a problem killing her because I lost aim on my tornado shot. But it seems like it's okay. Oh no, 8 recombinators for the map, not 9. Only 8. All kinds of weird drops in this map.
My mana is gone.
$20 headhunter buffs.
Time has no
Delamere over. Kind of the important thing.
will be end. I'm not up to that just yet.
For a second I thought I might have a problem killing her because I lost aim on my tornado shot.
Why you do this?
Wow, Echoing Shrine. Alright, this is one to see. I'm gonna watch my damage. See if I can cap it at 1 billion DPS. Oh, this might happen. Do I have Soul Eater buff? I might have Soul Eater. I'm halfway there. Salted Orb. Really? Can't get it, huh? It used to be so easy to get. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, so close. Boom, there it is. See, minus 21.4214, blah, 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 blah. So it can't move now until it goes down below. I have just capped the screen DPS, and that's, if you do the math on that, if you just do the math on that number, it comes out to over 1 billion DPS. And what I mean by do the math on that number is if you'll see that my natural in combat sheet DPS is I can't remember the ratio, but it's far, far less than what the POB shows. So what I did is I figured out what what the difference was between the DPS in game versus in POB. I think what I did to do that is I loaded up my POB for proper out of combat DPS. So not things like damage while leeching and stuff, but still like plus arrows. And then I saw the difference there, and then I just multiplied this number that you saw on there and times the difference between that number and POB, and it came out to over 1 billion DPS. So there you go, you saw 1 billion DPS. I have actually sold some Sentinel reward. Like if I get, for example, if I get like a, oh my god, another Enlightenment, I finally hit. Yo, it's been like 30 maps since I got anything. So if you're listening on the highlight, just know that I just had like some of the worst RNG, long time RNG there. Anyway, hopefully that marks a turnaround. I can only hope. Shit. That's an interesting area to spawn up there. Alright, keep them coming. Maps. Harbinger's good for map drops. You all know that. Like this is gonna be. This deserves to be something. Wow. Okay, 4 altars spawned, and only 1 recombinator. I don't know how I only got 1 recombinator off of that. Kind of a sin there. Dragon's Heart. Oh yes. Look at that massive RNG turnaround I'm getting now. It's all turning around for me. Enlighten followed by Dragonheart. Yes. Okay, let's see what's going on. Being teleported everywhere. Fine.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Oh man. Well, I've gotten a map specific divination card. 3 maps in a row, guys. Enlighten, Dragonheart. We can only go up from here. Looks like I should have saved a Sentinel for this. Pandemonium, that is. What's your favorite farm strat so far? Not the best. I really enjoyed Legion on Legion with on the dunes with Wandering Path. That was my favorite one. That was so cool, like making the Mariketh boss spawn like way more than normal. Through doubled effect of chance, boss chance to spawn, or Legion chance to spawn, or whatever it's called. That one node. That was my favorite strategy, because it was a new strategy. I hadn't done that yet until this league. Next favorite strategy would be probably a similar one on the Cemetery. It was one that a lot of people liked. So it was Divination card. It was a hybrid strat. Divination card farming Brother Stash with Strongbox, but also going Legion with the Legion on Legion strategy. If you wanted to, Legion on Legion strategy with Pandemonium, Sentinel, or Legion rewards, all on the Cemetery. Because Legion's still pretty good on Cemetery, even though it's not as good as Dunes. It was more lucrative than Dunes because the Divination card farming portion of it made up for the slight time loss there. Wow, that's a strong tier 1 expedition rewards. Sentinel.
Save a tree.
Double Enlightened. And that did come from the altar. I'm pretty sure that, yeah. I saw that pop out before. before the strongbox reward. Which tells me the altar did pay off there. Now, unfortunately, it was not. It would have been nice if that would have been 7 years bad luck, because that would have been that would have been my first 7 years bad luck. This session, which we're already like almost halfway there. It's something like map number 45 at least. I think might be around map 50 now. Have not seen, not only have I not seen Apothecary, I haven't seen a 7 years bad luck either, which is, I mean, I guess I was due for some pretty bad RNG on the 7 years bad luck side, because I keep just getting them like crazy, but, you know, certainly didn't want to see this. Nothing but 3 additional enlightens to show for it. Scratch that. 4 additional enlightens from where we were. That's all I'm getting. Enlightens. And not even that many of them. That's a sad part. Double Samurai's High. Okay. Hey, that puts a smile on my face. Having absolutely terrible RNG right now. Okay, I'm just gonna keep complaining because the game won't stop dropping me lackluster divination cards. Aren't really worth anything, but Samurai's Eye, I don't know. Honestly, maybe there was a divination drop. I don't even remember hitting a duplicated divination drop. Ah, it's probably a Viner Strongbox then. I just didn't catch it. I can only assume came from Strongbox, because I don't think I'm on any altars at all. It's hard again. Stop dropping that card. That card is literally more rare. Wait, that card is like twice as rare as 7 years bad luck. And I'll have 4 of it. No 7 years bad luck. Yikes. Painful. Oh god, and that dropped me this Sentinel reward. The nurse. The nurse. Okay. 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 Wow, that was a nurse card. Apparently I'm on the tower right now. And another card over there. What is that? What could that be? Oh, I was expecting another dragon heart. Ah, no, an altar out in the middle of nowhere. I wonder if GGG considers Rampage as valuable as I do, because I seriously doubt they do. Because, you know, most players aren't holding on to Rampage like I am through the entire map, mostly. Which means they may buff these Rampage gloves. Because, like, all the Rampage gloves kind of suck outside the fact that they give Rampage. Which is, I think, fair. But hey, you know, if they're gonna buff everything, maybe we'll see some love. I mean, we dodged the biggest bullet. They're not nerfing Tornado Shot. So that's honestly kind of huge. Speaking of kind of huge, my friends, it only took 2 months and like 20 days for me to get this damn jewel to drop one time. One time. This jewel dropped like 10 times last league for me. Inspired learning. Not inspired learning. I always get this thing. Unnatural Instinct has finally dropped. I have gotten a couple inspired learnings, which to my knowledge are actually more rare than this, but maybe not. Finally got this stupid jewel, man. It wouldn't even be that big a deal if I didn't drop like 10 of them last league. To the point where I was almost expecting them in a 100 map session. I was almost expecting one to drop, basically. Perhaps they nerfed the drop rate. Or I just got really lucky last league, or probably some combination of bad luck this league, lucky last league. I mean, here's the thought. Can't believe it. Why would they care about ashes of the stars and or omniscience? Why would they care so much about that as to actually nerf it? And then not nerf Mage Blood? Because like clearly Mage Blood is more of a, oh well, you have to have this item than ashes or omniscience is. I don't know, maybe he just thinks, you know, belt slots are just, they've designated belt slots as this sort of you know, gear slot that is going to be okay. You know, we're not going to try and balance the game around this. This gear slot is going to be the, you know, the holy grail of power, and there's nothing wrong with there being a definitive best in slot for the belt gear slot. Maybe that's their thinking. I don't know. But if they're going to treat the amulet slot as something where they want it to have balance, and they don't want everyone to be going this amulet or that amulet. Right now, everybody goes either Mage Blood or Headhunter. Those are the only two even remotely viable options for if you want to make your character as strong as it can be in the in-game. That's it. It's far more egregious than Ashes or Omniscience. So why don't they nerf Headhunter and or Mage Blood if they're going to nerf Omniscience? Or the drop rates of the other one or whatever. Enlightened again? Wow. I just don't know what's going on. I just keep getting... I'm actually getting a lot of cards to drop now, but they're just all dragons, hearts, enlightens. There's Steel Infused, which gives 50%. There's a couple others that give 20% each, and there's a handful of others that give 10% each. And you can very easily become immune to physical damage with a Headhunter on. Isn't that broken? Let's be honest. To me, that's absolutely broken. And that's why I run this character with no armor anymore. I don't even need armor on this character. If you have a Headhunter, you don't need armor anymore. You literally don't need to run Determination. You don't need any Headhunter. You need only Headhunter buffs for physical damage reduction. And it's actually way better than Determination because it's flat percent physical damage reduction that works as well on the big hits as it does on the little hits. And to add insult to injury, Headhunter does not scale armor at all. I've said this before. The challenge of it just has everything to do with the... It's just a different game. To me, trading is a big part of the game. I mean, not a big part of it. A key part of an ARPG experience is trading, I feel. Might as well just be a different genre entirely if there's no trading involved. In my mind, whoa, Crusader plate. Damn. Like too seriously. It would be wise to plan out things, you know, to have like had a really good plan, go to school for something like, I don't know, engineering or something that's clearly going to make a lot of money. I found that for me, I'm much more concerned about living in the present. I like being, you know, happy in the now. And if that means my life's a little harder later on, that's fine. I feel like it's all cumulative in the end, your experiences in life, so I'm not really too worried about what to do after teaching. If I end up having to teach like damn near for the rest of my life, it's fine. Like, it wouldn't kill me to have to experience that. I hope that's not what happens, but I'm not sitting here like drawing up master plans about what to do and stuff. The whole content creation thing just kind of came out of a spur, and that's kind of how I go about life. I just sort of let it come to me. I had a sudden desire to start streaming Path of Exile. I don't know where that desire came from. It just kind of spoke to me. I was like, okay. And I took it rather seriously. I bought a green screen, I bought a new camera, I bought a new computer even, although I probably would have done that either way. And then I started putting content out there. I had no idea if anybody would even see it, let alone like it. Whoa! Oh my god. A 7 years bad luck dropped. That's the first one of those in 80 maps. I think I'm gonna cry tears of joy now. Yeah, so I was saying I had no expectation for any of this, and I'm just honestly blown away by the fact that there's 24 viewers in this Twitch chat right now. That when I first turned on a stream, I had 0, and I streamed for like an hour or two. Turned on the stream again the next day, I had 0. Turned on the stream the next day, I had 1 for like 5 minutes. Turned on the stream next day, I had 0. You know? Turned on the stream next day, I had like 1 for 5 minutes and 1 for like another 15 minutes. And then like 15 streams later, I actually had somebody, you know, engaging with the content, talking. Maybe 20 streams later, or 20 streams in, I actually had people talking to each other in my stream for one. And then the YouTube really took off surprisingly more than the Twitch even. Yeah, I'm glad too. Also, because I live in Tokyo, I actually have really good internet, usually. And I don't really talk about this much, but I used to live in the countryside in Indiana in the US, and especially back in the day, 5, 10, 20 years ago, man, I can't even begin to describe to you how unreliable the internet was out there. Forget streaming. I did try to stream a little bit like 10 years ago. It was awful. It was just awful. And it wasn't because... Oh, double Enlighten. Wow, double Enlighten out of a regular strongbox, I think. I'll double check the VOD for that. If that came out of a Diviner strongbox, because double Merciless Armament came out of that too. Wow. Okay, I think this map's done. People here are so old. Sure. And in such good health, even when they're like elders. I'll get like students who are like 60 or 70 years old. So I'll have like I'll have a Japanese English learning student who's like 70 years old, and I'll be like, oh, what are you doing for this, holiday? The holiday coming up. Be like, oh, I think I'll go to my mother's house. We'll go see my mother. I'm like, see your mother? Like, where I'm from, if you're 70 years old, your mother's dead.
My mana is
Like,
gone.
that's just kind of a given. Like, they don't live that long. Of course, I don't say that out loud, but that's kind of what I think in the back of my head. I'm like, you can't have a mother. And I can think, well, hell, if I'm 70 and my mother's still alive, well, shit.
Not up to that just yet.
It's like 40 years from now. Something. Not 40 years. So that's kind of an interesting little thing that I noticed being here in Japan. It's just, I mean, even if you don't live in Japan, you know that Japanese people live a really long time. They live a long time here. And pretty healthy lives. There's a lot of... I once had a student who was 94 years old. But you guys wouldn't have guessed that. 7 years bad luck. Number 2. 2 7 years bad lucks. Woo! Yeah, sitting here talking about my experiences. 94-year-old student, deaf in one ear, blind in one eye, deaf because of old age, but blind because of a childhood accident, actually, not because of old age, evidently. And surprisingly with it, like in his head, like he was totally capable of carrying a conversation in a second language at that. I can't even imagine like what my brain would be going through if I was 94 years old right now and trying to speak Japanese. Trying to speak English would be hard enough at 94 years old. My native language. Imagine trying to speak a second language and learn a second language at 94 years old. Who does that? That's crazy. Crazy town. Oh, but that's not even the half of it. I'll tell you the craziest part about this. Yeah, evidently killing a beast does not extend the belly time at all. Seven years bad luck. Going back to our original drop rates here in the last 20 maps, like 3 and 20 maps now. I may get an apothecary before the end. That would be something else. Okay, I've never seen 2 separate 7 years bad luck drops that close together before. That's first. I mean, now encroaching kind of mediocre drop rates on that card for the entire 100 maps. It's all happening in the last 20 maps.
My mana is gone.
And a 12. Okay. So interesting. Okay. I had really come to terms with not getting an apothecary in this 100 map session. I was, you know, I was ready. I was ready for it to happen. This game, man, this game has a funny way. Funny way of making my head spin. So in case you just missed that, an apothecary dropped on map number 97 of 100 maps. First apothecary drop. And maybe the only apothecary drop in 100 maps. Welcome, welcome to the results of this precarious 100 map session that almost resulted in no apothecary drops. But lo and behold, map number 97 was a magic number. The game couldn't let it go. Couldn't let it go. Couldn't let me be deprived that much, I guess. Dump tabs right here. Dump tab A, dump tab B. Pretty cleaned, ready to go, and Excellence is going to tell us the story. 229 exalts. Let's double check that. Yep, 229 exalts. Let's take a look and see what we're working with here. Once again, a lot of Recombinators. A little over 300. Not nearly the 400 or so that I got the last time. 14 Exalted Orbs, way higher. One Apothecary, of course, there up top. 4 7 years bad luck. So, I mean, 20 maps ago I had no Apothecary and no 7 years bad luck. So, I gotta say, the last 20 maps was really, really good. Also included in that last 20 maps with an Unnatural Instinct. I guess that's the highlight of the video, is the fact that I finally got one of these things. Let's see, everything else is kind of average. Nothing special. Let's see, 10 Enlightens. I mean, 10 Enlightens is actually a really big number. I was able to confirm 2 of those came from a Diviner's Strongbox, so they don't actually count. They did not drop as a map-specific drop. So only 8 of these Enlightens were map-specific drops. The other 2 there were pure global drop. It just happened to be the same. 5 Dragon Hearts again. So, I mean, I got a huge number of Dragon Hearts and Enlightens here. 1 Nurse card. Yeah, that was right. A little bit fun to see that. Here's just everything else, in case you want to take a look. That's it. Uniques here. Let's just actually look at the uniques here. So, yeah. So the Unnatural Instinct, and then everything else is blah. Not very good. Just double check these Divination cards. There it is. Kind of spread. This is actually a pretty normal looking spread. A little high on the Enlightened and Dragonheart, a little low on the other 2, the more valuable ones. And Abandoned Wealth also dropped in there. Forgot about that. Yeah. So, let's take a look and see what the total is for all of this. So again, 229.91, and we're gonna add some gems. So I got kind of the full load of gems to double corrupt here. 12 Awakened Exceptional Gems, as well as 3 Greater Multiple Projectile Support. If you remember, these are going to be worth 2x a piece. The other ones are 1x a piece, so that is 12 plus 6. That's 18 exalts there. We're going to count the Recombinator bases too, for which there are many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Wow, 18 Recombinator bases, 18 X in gems total, so that would be 36 added. And of course, we got to subtract the cost, investment cost. It always seems to be that way. It's kind of like the gems and the Recombinator bases kind of cover the investment cost. Doesn't it seem that way? So, yeah. So, I mean, I guess we'll just do it like this. We got 229.91 plus 36. That's the gross there, minus almost 36 in investment. Gonna see a net of 230.98 divided by 6.75, because I was, you could kind of see from the highlights, I was talking to chat a fair bit, so that ends up being actually a lot. This is way higher than it was about to be if that last Apothecary didn't drop. Let's see how much of this is affected by the Exalted Orb rate. So it's 130 to 1 still. Yeah, still there. So let's take a look at this one last time here. The Apothecary is pulling in a lot there. The Recombinators are doing a lot of heavy lifting, obviously. Let's look at Recombinator prices. So all of them are up a little bit. So that is a little different from last time. I thought, yeah, this amount here, what does it say? 34. 34 seems a little higher than I expected. I was expecting actually only around 30. So I think the plus on that is, yeah, I did forget. The Unnatural Instinct is obviously pulling that number up a fair bit. So that kind of makes it look like I found like 8 or 9 7 years bad luck or something. But yeah, it's just kind of price is a little bit inflated now on this one, I think. The armor recombinators, the jewelry recombinators, both averaging 40 chaos apiece. They were averaging like 20 to 25 chaos apiece before all of this, before the major announcement that Sentinel would not continue on. So again, you just kind of have to take that into account. But obviously the major point of this whole test is to really see how many of these divination cards you're able to pull out. Right, so that basically concludes the findings there. The 34x an hour is what I personally made on this session. Let's take a look and see what the gambling has in store. I will get to maybe get a double corruption on a cloak. Still would love to have a +1 cloak to finish out. I want to test a slight tweak in my build. Some of you guys are aware about what I want to do, but it requires +1 socket of gems in the chest. May or may not get to do that. And we still have some shields and mantra flames, a couple of gold worms, and then basically the gems are going to be where the real luck is involved. Oh, we also have some stacked decks to do at some point. 300 on the dot. Well, all of that really doesn't matter in the face of what I'm about to do here. This is for the big money. The big money. Show me the big money. We're gonna start with one Awakened Enlighten Support. If I can get to it.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Awaken Enlighten Support number 1 in 3, 2, 1. Karma's a bitch. I had it coming. I had it coming to me. I have way too many down. Way too many. It had to go up. Just had to. What is the 6 link dropping here for? And a cloak. Now the cloak is the only thing I actually really care about at this point in the league. Because I really want a +1 cloak. Come on. Oh, bricked. Okay. Even with this crazy spread, I think I'm up money right there. Like even if the other 3 enlightens go down, all of them go down. I'm pretty sure I made money on that. Pretty sure.
Hello. Go with courage.
And I'm gonna get 1 or 2 more ups on the enlightens, probably. Mark my words. Repository. Stayed the same. Well, okay. How about another level 5 Awakened Enlighten Support coming your way? Whoop! 2 for 2. What did I say? What did I say? Can't have all these down. I definitely picked the right moment to do the Enlightens. Wow, that's a stupid amount of money. And now I'm up like 200x. Whoa. Whoa. This is gonna be my most lucrative gambling session probably. Like it was this was set up to be as of like map 80, this is gonna be like the worst currency earning session I had. And this is insane turnaround here at the end. At the very end. 3 in a row.
That just yet.
It means nothing now. It's like I don't need the currency for anything. Oh no. Now I'm tearing into my forgiveness rating for the next league. I'm just getting so upped on that. Yo, I basically just made a mirror. I basically just gambled a mirror in the last 5 minutes. It's like the equivalent of starting with 1 apothecary and gambling it all the way up to 5. I'm pretty sure. Well, as you can see, I mean, it's actually... I am on fire right now. RNG trailing off the back end of the last 20 maps with the Apothecary and 7 years bad luck. Just granted me 3 out of 4 up on Awakened Enlighten Supports, and more ups and more downs than stayed the same, which is super, super bizarre. So gambling results, I don't know what to make of this. I made an absolute disgusting amount of currency in this one, probably upwards of like 500 exalts up on this, based on this turnout right here. I don't even know, but it's something like that. Yeah, and for the double corruptions, well, you know, the only thing I actually truly cared about on this session was trying to get +1 Cloak of Toms. Did not succeed. A couple stayed the same. A couple shields did double corrupt, but neither of them hit any real decent corruptions. Mantra Flames, a couple cutesy ones here, but, you know, it's nothing huge. I mean, there's no immunity to corrupted blood or anything, or mana reservation, or sorry, all reservations going on here. So that's it for the gambling portion, except we do have to do the stack deck. So let's see if this fire continues burning on me here as I open all these stack decks. 303 stack decks in total. Okay, that was a pretty quick red star. 120 chaos divination card there. That's definitely up right off the bat. What is that again? Level 4 and Corrupted Enlighten. It's so easy to get now with the Awakened Enlighten. I suppose that was worth a lot more last league. Not seeing hardly any of these even show up on my radar.
I'm not
It's
up
kind
to
of
that
funny.
just yet.
Shot, okay. The patient. Oh boy. I think an apothecary should come out of one of these. Well, now I'm starting to see a bunch of them drop, but all lobies. Even with just that wealth and power, I mean, that's not terrible results. But I definitely do need to hit something else pretty big in order to come out ahead on this. The first of the deep blue colors. Alright, final 100. Long coin, I think, is worth a little... Oh, no, 10 chaos. It used to be worth more. Final 25 cards. Looks like we're gonna end up a bit behind here. A fair bit behind. Yep, fair bit behind. That's it. That's the final showing. At least it wasn't absolute trash. But yeah, not too exciting on the results there.
My mind
We're at the
is
point in the
gone.
league now where I don't really care about currency. I've bought everything I care to buy. Basically just looking at some of the most extreme gearing option potential upgrades. And that is the story for 701 to 800 maps. It started off pretty rough. It was still pretty rough midway through, and it was looking to be an absolutely atrocious 100 map session. By far the worst, but had a significant turnaround in the last 20 maps, and then the gambling portion was, well, truly the gambling portion was, the double corruption on the gems was clearly the highlight of this video. All things considered. Yeah, I thank you for tuning in to the 701 800 maps. Big holiday coming up for me, so we're definitely going to push out the last 200 remaining maps and going to get that final video out. Of course, going to work on the build guide for Tornado Shot. I believe we're in the clear based on the manifesto, and we don't know the patch notes yet, but it looks like Tornado Shot is perfectly fine. No nerfs there. Looks like Soul Thirst's not getting any attention whatsoever, maybe, unless hilariously if it's one of the uniques that gets improved upon, but that would be so ridiculous if they for some reason buff that belt. I mean, it gets almost no usage, so maybe they will. Who knows? But I'm out for now. I gotta go get some coffee, actually, because I'm feeling a bit coffee-less. No coffee yet today. So I'm gonna do that. And then I gotta return and probably start maps 901 to, or 801 to 900 same day. Maybe. I'll catch you guys around. Good luck for your theory crafting and your league. Start practicing. That's what's going on right now. I will be right there with you shortly around the corner. See you around. Bye.